Okay, well, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for coming and joining us here at the Pullman Hotel. Before we begin today, I'd just like to read the following statement. Everyone connected with the Seashore Group Doha 2023 Wanda Diamond League meeting was shocked to learn yesterday of the untimely passing of US sprinter Tori Bowie. Tori was a wonderful athlete, an Olympic and world champion, a great competitor, an admired teammate, and a dear friend to many of the athletes here in Doha, where she was also the meeting and stadium record holder at 100 metres. The sport has lost a true talent. To quote USA Track and Field, her impact on the sport is immeasurable and she will be greatly missed. All of us here in Qatar would like to send our condolences to her friends and to her family. But of course, we continue, and sport continues. And we have with us our trio of field eventers for part one of this press conference ahead of the Seashore Group Doha Wanda Diamond League meeting 2023. And what a meeting it is. To introduce our top table, and I do mean top table, home competitor Mutaz Barshim is the reigning Olympic and world high jump champion. He also won the world title in London in 2017 and here in Doha in 2019. And before his Olympic triumph in Tokyo, he collected the silver medal in London and Rio. He's the second highest jumper of all time with 2 meters 43. That's 7 foot 11 and a half inches, Larry, in old money, especially for you. Mutaz is a 3 times Diamond League champion. This is always such a strong meeting. A very good start to the Diamond League season. You've been through this many times before. Are you still excited by the start of a season? And are you always excited for competing at your home stadium?
Yes. First of all, good morning, everyone. I just, want to say my condolences to Tori and her family. It's really sad news. We lost a champion, we lost a sister, and I can just keep on the prayers. And speaking of course, the Diamond League, and we're back again in Doha. It's the start of the season. Definitely, I'm excited, not only to compete, but compete home. I mean, the start of the season, I think it's very important to all of us athletes, that the step, the first step, and everyone want to see what kind of shape they are, what they need to work on, what they need to take on from that first competition. So for us athletes, I think it's very important. Again, competing home for me is like definitely extra boost, and I'm looking forward to that.
Is it a case of this early in the season taking a step into the unknown? You know where you are, but you've got no idea where your competitors are in terms of their achievements in training, their fitness levels, their standards?
Yeah. I mean, if I used to, not anymore. I only look at myself, to be honest. I'm in a different stage of my life and my career. Even though you know where you are, but deep down you don't know, because you always surprise yourself. There's always that extra that you're trying to reach and grab. And I say it's a great opportunity to go and grab for extra and to focus on what I need to be focused on, because I know the season is so long and I have my own targets. I need to attack these targets. And for me, this, again, I say, it's very important. Training is training. At the end of the day, competition is competition. So, yeah.
And how are you feeling in yourself? I mean, has training gone well?
Yeah, it's going well. I'm happy, to be honest. I'm happy where I am at the moment. And I'm healthy, and that's for me the most important. And I know if I'm healthy, I can surprise myself. From my side, it's a little bit strange to look at yourself and accept that you are a role model for somebody else. Of course, I have so many role models growing up. But at one point of your career, you have to accept that you are a role model. There's some people out there looking at you like from all over the world. And they might look for an advice or like even a small word for them can be encouraging, can make like a big change. Or they might go through something that's very difficult at the moment. They think they cannot improve. So I understand that responsibility, and I'm trying to give back as much as possible in a way I can. And to be honest, now we start to think, sport gave me a lot, and I'm a sport person that loves sport. How can I give back? And I need to be strategic. I need to sit down with my agent. I need to come and do something that's gonna be, benefit the next generation and keep this train going. It's, as I say, like if I'm gonna start different projects or something big, it required my 100% focus and attention. I don't want to start something and put my name on it and just let it be. If I'm going to start some project, I want to carry it like my baby. I want to be there. I want to make the right things. So I have so much things that hopefully one day after I retire, I can pursue and help the next generation. But for now, I'm trying to be there. I'm trying to be present. I'm trying to invite them to watch me compete. I'm trying to give back, whether it's like through, I don't know, phone call or messaging, whatever. Like, tell them that I'm close to you and trying to give back as much as possible. The greatest challenge, I would say, it's to overcome yourself. And this sport is a lonely sport, and it's so much challenging, and there's always that what's next. And I believe that all of us, we have these very hard days that you just go through something and feel like nothing is really working, or when you struggle from injury or trying to make that comeback, and sometimes you start doubting yourself. There's so much going on, and you need that. Make sure you're surrounding yourself with the right people, to keep you positive and trying to take you from that dark place and trying to understand in life there's ups and downs. And sometimes the society or the world that we live in trying to create a narrative that's not necessarily true, and don't let it get into you. And of course, like, I'm telling you that, but it always does. The question is like how you're gonna bounce back. And I don't like when the society or the outside world or certain media trying to take some credit out of some athletes. People here are really working so hard. Our sport is really tough to maintain a certain level for so many years. It's not an easy thing. And as I said, it's individual sport, so you take all the pressure on yourself. For me, I think that's the most challenging part. Yeah.
Like Mutaz, Katie Moon is the reigning Olympic and world champion in the pole vault. Her victory in Eugene followed a silver medal performance at the World Indoor Championships earlier that year in Belgrade. Katie has already vaulted 4 meters 83 this year during the World Indoor Tour, and Katie has impeccable taste, having chosen on New Year's Eve last year to marry somebody from England. How are things going into a new season? Excited?
Yes.
How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here. That British man I married, it's his birthday tomorrow, so it's very important that I'm here over there, and he didn't let me forget how much he resented that. But yeah, it's, like Mutaz said, you never know what you're going to get in the first meet, but you just are excited to see how you do. And yeah, my training's been going really well. Admittedly, I do have a little bit of tendonitis in my ankle right now. I'm going to get that all figured out. But as long as I can pain manage tomorrow, I'm really excited to see how it goes.
Well, luckily, they've put together quite an easy field for you. It's just basically the World Championship final.
Yeah, no big deal. First meet out, it's everyone you'd see at the World Championship. So, but I love that. I love that, especially in the pole vault. We always love to compete, and so I think for just about all of us, it's our first competition, and you never really know what you're going to get, especially in the pole vault. I think sometimes you have to compete your way into shape, but that's not to say that we can't come out and jump something really high. And I know on any given day, any one of those women can jump extremely high, so it keeps you honest and keeps you working hard, and I want to come out and be that person that jumps really high tomorrow.
You always come across as somebody who's incredibly enthusiastic about the sport and your particular discipline. Has that been harder for you to achieve this time round? Because, of course, you won the World Championships at your home World Championships.
That was unbelievable, and I think a little bit of a surprise if anybody saw how my year went. But what I will say is that this year I've felt like an entirely different person. This is the happiest and most confident I've ever been pole vaulting, and I'm really excited to see how that can transfer over into results. Yeah, I'm really excited to see how it can go. I mean, it's truly an honor to be called a role model. I've always said that even if I never achieve the goals that I want to achieve, I would love to help make the sport more popular in the United States, and I think social media is really good for that. It definitely has its negatives, but it can also just bring a lot of good awareness to the sport, and pole vault especially has some really cool action shots and some videos. So yeah, like I said, to be called a role model is really an honor and something that I don't take lightly, and I just hope that I'm doing that justice.
And Neeraj Chopra completes our trio. Neeraj is the reigning Olympic champion at the Javelin throw and silver medalist from the World Championships in Eugene, where he threw over 88 meters. He's also taken a gold medal at the Asian Games, Commonwealth Games and Asian Championships. Another 88-metre plus throw secured him the Wanda Diamond League title last season. One of his victories coming in Sweden with a national record just 6 centimetres shy of 90 metres. You had an amazing couple of years. Olympic champion, World Championship, silver medalist. Let's start with the easy question first. Are you fit and are you well? Yes. Are you fit and are you well?
Yes, first of all, good morning all of you, and I feel really good sitting with these champions here. And yes, I'm really fit and training goes well. Hope tomorrow will be good, yes.
One more question from me. I was at the airport yesterday and on my way to the hotel I shared a cab with Jakob Vadlek, one of your competitors from the Czech Republic, and rather like Katie's pole vault competition, he said it's just this competition here in Doha. It's just like a world championship final.
Yes.
Are you happy to start against such tough opposition, or would you rather have come against an easier field?
No, it's always good when you have great competitors in competition. So this is my first competition for the season. Jakob already throw 88, 38 in Potchefstroom. So I think tomorrow will be, great competition in javelin throw. And also the most important thing, like Doha is famous for 90-meter throws because so we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow will be the great result for all.
How big is the javelin in India right now? Is it just starting to take off?
Yes, in India we already have 6-7 throwers over 80 meter. Already 2-3 new throwers threw over 80 meter this year and 2-3 last year. So javelin really improve in India. So we'll see. Hopefully in next some years some other javelin throwers join me in Diamond League or World Championship Olympics. Cricket is very popular in India, and in everyone, like the Indian bowler also really good. So they have really fast arm. So in javelin we also need a very fast arm. So it's naturally talent in India. So I think this is also a plus point for us. We'll see in future. I think more javelin throwers. And not only javelin, in athletics, we also have good jumpers now, good long jumpers and some other athletes. So I feel really good. Our country is growing in athletics.
We've done the field event part of our press conference. Moving on to track, and I'm delighted to introduce, not that they need much of an introduction, but Faith Kipyegon, reigning Olympic and world champion at 1,500 metres. She previously won the Olympic title in 2016 in Rio, and the first of her world titles in London in 2017. And quite simply, having finished first or second in every major championship since 2015, she is rightly regarded as the greatest female athlete over 3 3/4 of a lap of all time. For good measure, Faith was the Diamond League winner in 2017, 2019, 2021 and 2022. Start of a season, you've achieved just so much in the sport. Do you still get excited about the start of a new season? Do you still get concerned about what you might achieve? Do you get worried about your opponents? How is the Faith Kipyegon mindset as we launch into a new season?
I'm really excited to be back in Doha. Have been in Doha many times. Thank you for the race organizer. I'm really I'm grateful. I'm looking forward for this year. I'm still laid up. As you know, last year I missed a little bit of world record by some seconds. So I'm still laid up towards this year to run my best and to focus for World Championship in Budapest. I can say after World Championship 2022 in Oregon, I went back to the drawing board with my coach, my team, and see what is the program this year. And I changed a little bit of program, and I hope this year will be perfect, and hopefully I will do the best. For me, it's Laura Moore. I have been competing with her several times, and yeah, she has been my friend wherever we go to race, and just be in that starting line. We are like, okay, let's go, let's do what we can do, and we love sports.
If you could just slightly adapt the 1500 meters just a touch, where would you go? Up a bit, down a bit?
I would prefer marathon because I train with marathoners.
Yeah. Okay, that's
Yeah.
definitely up.
Yeah, I normally train with marathoners. I train with Eliud and Geoffrey Kamworor. So I'm a little bit into long distance. So yeah.
Well, you could be onto something there because it wasn't that a few days ago that we saw a 1500 meter do quite well in the London Marathon. That might be the way to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Sifan Hassan did the best in London. I was not expecting that, but I was really like in pressure. Like I also want to do that. I also want to run marathon in future, and seeing Sifan in London Marathon winning her first debut gave me a really good motivation.
Your best time stands at 3 minutes 50.37 seconds. The world record set by Genzebe Dibaba stands at 3 minutes 50.07 seconds. Will we see you shed off the 30 seconds and set a new world record in this Doha meeting?
Oh my God, that's a really difficult question, but let me see what will happen tomorrow when I wake up healthy. The weather is good. We hope for the best, and this is the starting of the season, so I hope I will just go to the track and see what is possible and just run and enjoy the race tomorrow.
And Fred Kerley is the reigning 100-meter world champion from Eugene, the Olympic silver medalist from Tokyo. Fred is one of the few athletes to have won a Diamond League title in 2 events, those being the 400 metres in 2018 and the 100 metres in 2021. His personal best time in the 100 metres of 9.76 seconds makes him the 6th fastest man in history. And Fred recently made some headlines when he suggested that he quite fancied a one-against-one race against the Olympic champion Marcel Jacobs. I'm sure we may touch on that a little bit later. But how are things in the Fred Kerley camp?
Well, everything's actually good. The most important thing for me is just staying healthy. And me staying healthy is no telling what I can do.
There is no telling what you can do, is there? Because, as I mentioned in the introduction, you've won the Diamond League title at 400 metres. You've won it at 100 metres. What gives you that extraordinary range?
Well, my work ethic, I'm dedicated in my craft. Like, I got to get up every day, compete, competitor in training, get pushed every day by my coach. So, got to keep on going, and the sky's the limit.
And, fascinated to read your views that you quite like the idea of a one-on-one race against Marcel Jacobs, the Olympic champion. I'm really interested if you think that could ever happen, and whether you think the sport would benefit from that. And the second thing would be, who would win?
If it happened, I'd be there. If he show up, I don't know, but I would definitely win. And if it happened, I will win. But if he show up, I don't know. So,
do you think the sport benefits from this kind of rivalry? I mean, it's often been said that so many times we have great competitors competing in so many disciplines, and they tend not to compete against each other until we get to a major championships. Would you like to be one of those athletes who perhaps does that a little bit more against the very top opposition?
I feel like we at the top of the sport, so I feel like one office should be good of the sports, no matter what given day it happen. I think it would actually benefit the sport in the long run.
Dina Asher-Smith is the fastest British woman of all time, a world champion over 200 metres from Doha and a 2-time Olympic relay bronze medalist. Dina has won 4 European Championship gold medals. She's a previous Diamond League winner, and for good measure, she has an honorary doctorate from the University of Kent.
Firstly, hi everybody. It's a joy to be back here in Doha. I love racing in Doha, obviously, it's where I won my world title, so I'm really happy to be here, and I'm really excited for the race. I came off a really strong indoor season, training's been going well. I'm excited to open up over the 100 metres tomorrow, and yeah, I'm sure it's going to be great. No, you know me, I'm very much a competitor, so I love challenging races. I don't think that you kind of improve without just running against the best in the world. And there are so many women in the sprints running fantastic times. Almost every Diamond League for the past 3 or 4 seasons has been super fast with loads of depth in each race. So I'm very much used to it. It's to be expected, and especially to be expected in Doha. They always bring an amazing field. So,
Dina, one-on-one. Ooh, who would be your ideal opponent? And you can pick any discipline, by the way.
Any discipline?
Yeah.
I'm going to say long jump. I was going to say, no, I really love racing Shelley. I think she's obviously an incredible athlete, incredible competitor. But I really enjoy racing against her, mainly because I like her race model compared to mine. I think it's always a really good, if anything, like a training exercise for me. So, it would be Shelley for sure.
Hi, Dina, Larry Eater. What is your perfect distance? What's your perfect race distance for you?
Hey, and good question. I don't know. No, my agent's looking at me and saying a 400, which is absolutely ridiculous. Strike that from the record.
But we would love to see you run a 400.
No, you don't. No, you don't. It's not a pretty sight. Okay. I have to be dragged around a 400. Okay. I don't know. I think that, I think my coach has always said that I'm a great 150 girl. So if we did that, I would be great. If we did 100 meters around the bend, I love bend running. It's something that's always come very naturally to me and something that I really enjoy working on. And, I'm quite petite, so just chuck me in a lane and I'm good to go. So that would be good for me. But that's an interesting question. Perhaps something about there, but if I'm being honest, I just run whatever's in front of me. So.
Great. Well, look, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Thank you to Fred, to Dina, and to Faith for being part of our track top table ahead of the Seashore Group Doha Wanda Diamond League meeting tomorrow. Fred, Dina, Faith, thank you so much. Cheers.